Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Powerwash Buddies. Today we have my wonderful best friend in the whole wide world, my basically sister. It's Lissa.
That's so sweet. Oh my gosh.
Lissa,
you.
would you like to introduce yourself and like what's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm Lissa, as you stated. We've known each other for millennia at this point.
Millennia. You make it sound like I'm like 2,000 years old.
We don't know that.
Oh, spicy.
I have been in the process of moving and basically resetting my life for like 3 months now. So right now I'm not doing much of anything.
Mhm.
That's loud.
It
That
is
is
loud.
so loud.
It is loud. I need to turn that down.
I'm gonna go into my options and just turn the whole game down.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll just keep washing so you can hear.
Okay, cool. I feel like that's good.
Great.
But besides that, I do the stream on the YouTubes, or no, on the Twitch. I post it on YouTube afterwards though, so you can go back and watch all of my streams if you want. Lasagna VODs.
Yeah,
it's a channel that
lasagna.
works. I mostly right now I'm trying to do more horror content because I really like horror games and horror content, but for my birthday I did play I tried to play Star Wars, but the servers hated me, so I instead played AEW Fight Forever.
Nice.
A wrestling game.
Wrestling. Yeah, we're gonna talk a lot about wrestling today probably, because it's Lissa's like current hyperfixation. So it's fine.
It's been a year officially
Woo!
that I've been on this train. So the first pay-per-view, or the thing that got me into wrestling was my friend Aaron got into it. Aaron and I are actually trying to start a wrestling podcast, so look out for that in the future. But he's been trying to get me into it since he got into it in like 2016. And so he's showed me stuff here and there, like old school Japanese death matches and stuff like that.
What?
Like, yeah, like he really likes a lot of the same stuff I do. Let's be real. But it's a lot of like the more brutal stuff, the more like crazy stuff that they do, because yes, wrestling is scripted, but it is not fake.
See,
they do actually hit each other.
That's the thing that like I never understood. Like I guess I didn't comprehend until you told me that wrestling is scripted.
Yeah.
Like how? How is it scripted?
They know who's gonna win the match before they do the match. So what they do is they'll go, okay, for example, let's pick, this is gonna be a match between MJF and Bryan Danielson, but MJF is gonna win this match. So Bryan Danielson and MJF will get together and sit down and plan what spots they're gonna do, what moves they're gonna do, for audience entertainment.
I am
and stuff.
Shocked. Like I knew that these people like were actors, like, right? But like that's wild to me.
Yeah. It's really interesting because it's also like they also have to do the acting for when they cut promos. I know in WWE, apparently, it's a lot more like, here is your script, these are the words you're going to say.
Yeah.
Whereas in AEW, it's a lot more, here's the gist of what you're gonna say, and then you're going to essentially just say whatever you think will get that point across.
Gotcha.
So like that one of the guys I was talking about, MJF, is a current example of a really good promo because he'll just get out there and he'll just kind of start talking and he's gonna call somebody a bland bitch and no, he literally
What
with this guy named Adam Cole where they were best friends.
Uh-huh.
But Adam Cole's other best friend, Roderick Strong, was really jealous.
Oh.
And MJF literally said the line, so I want you to go back home, sit on your couch, put on Taylor Swift, and shake it off, you bland bitch.
Oh my
And it was the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my god. I'm gonna steal
great.
that so I can use it for when I'm playing Quinn. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. It's great. I love it. But yeah, so there's that. But it's a lot of like they still hit each other and stuff.
Mhm.
So I like to call it like lowbrow theater.
Gotcha.
Because they know what they're doing, they practice it, they try to make it as safe as possible, but at the same time, like, somebody's might bleed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a hazard of the job.
I'd just be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and sometimes that's, like, kind of one of the things that they want out of a match. Like, there was a match in October, I think, was the one that I'm talking about. I don't remember exactly, but it was between Hangman Adam Page. His gimmick is that he's a sad millennial cowboy.
Oh,
and,
me too. Actually, me too.
Yeah. And then there's Swerve Strickland, who his gimmick is that he's also actually a rapper, but his gimmick is that he is a rapper and also terrifying. Like, absolutely horrifying, scary. But they had this match, and their storyline here was essentially Swerve was like, I used to look up to you, and you're like nothing now, so I'm gonna fight you and prove to you that you're nothing now, and that you need to like step back.
Jeez.
And that match started with, so another part of that was that Swerve broke into Hangman's house and cut a promo while standing over the crib that had Hangman's baby in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like terrifying.
Yeah.
And then, so the first thing, like one of the first big spots of that match was Hangman pulled out a staple gun and was stapling Swerve Strickland and then stapled one of his kids' like finger paintings to Swerve's face.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was insane, and I loved that match. It was one of those, like, matches of the night. Like, we all were sitting there watching it going, oh my god, this is crazy.
I love how Lawrence is having the same exact reactions that I am, because I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I
No,
like knew like some things about wrestling, but apparently I didn't know anything at this point. Apparently I just didn't understand.
Like I said, so the thing that really got me was Aaron had been trying to show us a bunch of stuff, and some of the other people in my group of friends had kind of gotten into it, and so they had watched some pay-per-views already.
Mm-hmm.
And so we finally, me and Dayton got over there. It was really funny because one of the people we were talking about on the way over there had a match that night, and he didn't even know she was still wrestling.
Oh.
Yeah, she goes by her actual name now, but when she was in WWE, she was named Paige, and she is like one of those like pioneers for women's wrestling to be what it is right now.
Yeah.
Dayton didn't know she was still wrestling because she got a really bad neck injury and had to stop, but she has been cleared and is still wrestling now, and it's really cool. She's doing a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
But it was really funny because we were talking about her on the way. He's like, I only know Paige. That's all I know about wrestling. And then we get out there and the women's match had her in it, and she's Saraya now, and he was like, oh my god, that's Paige.
Oh my god.
So
that's amazing.
That was very fun. But that pay-per-view, I was watching it. I had kind of known there's a guy named Danhausen whose gimmick is that he's a demon, and he's trying to take over the world, but he thinks he thinks that to be a cult leader, you have to be a talk show host. And so he's kind of trying to do a Conan O'Brien impression the whole time.
You know, me too, actually. That is what it takes to be a cult leader.
He's great. Danhausen is hilarious. I love him. But I kind of knew another wrestler who is on my shirt right now.
Yeah.
This guy is Orange Cassidy. He and Danhausen competed in a tag team for the tag team championships. That pay-per-view. They lost. It was a 4-way tag team thing for the championship belts, and they lost. But
rip.
They had a good time, and that's what matters.
That's all that matters.
That's one of my favorite. There's people will have signs at the shows that just say like, "I just hope both people have a good time."
Me too.
It's honestly same. But the thing that really like made me, do you remember on TikTok when people were doing the like thing with Taylor Swift, and it was the like seeing your celebrity crush for the first time or whatever?
The one with
like, the Wildest Dreams?
Yeah.
See me in hindsight.
Yeah.
This was that moment for me. The main event of that pay-per-view was a 60-minute Iron Man match between Bryan Danielson and MJF. Iron Man match is just, okay, you have this much time. You have to get as many pins in that time. And it was a very bloody battle. It was a very intense battle, but I could not look away for all 60 of those minutes. It was insane. It was beautiful. It came to a tie. But one of the announcers was like, I just got word from the CEO. We cannot have a tie, so we're going to add 5 more minutes. And one of you has to get a pinfall in that time. It's sudden death.
Yeah.
So they had medical come out to look at both of them.
Oh my goodness.
And so to win it, MJF was, he like rolled out of the ring onto the side. He had an oxygen tank, and Bryan Danielson crawled over to the side of the ring to like look and see if MJF had gone under the ring. As soon as he looks over, MJF just smacks him with the oxygen tank, gets back in the ring, and pins him and wins.
Oh my god.
And he retained the world title, and it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And then I started watching weekly at that point, and that's when I discovered the Best Friends, and that's when I discovered, hey, this is my favorite guy now by everyone else.
I like this guy. This guy is my only guy. No other guys.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's injured, and I'm so upset because he should be going for the tag titles right now, but instead it's Trent and Orange, and it should be Trent and Chuck.
Rip.
Forever be upset.
Rest in peace. I hope they, like, I just that, like, it's so violent. Like,
it really is.
Like, I personally, like, I don't think that I could be into, like, wrestling, like, the way that you are, just because of the violence, but
I think part of the thing that helps me with it is that it's sanctioned violence.
Yeah, it's sanctioned, and it's, now I know it's scripted, so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Predetermined winners. Always has been. Since, like, I want to say the 50s at least. 50s or 60s. Like, it's been scripted since then.
I want to know
all
if
the
they
stuff
have
in the 80s, that everyone thought was real is all fake. So.
Oh. Rude.
But yeah.
Wow. They
like
do
to
have
go
the
over with
license plate. Sorry.
Yeah.
The
I like to
license
go over
plate
with the
is
big-
really important to Final Fantasy, especially the remakes, because it's this one's not the right numbers, but it's for Tifa and Cloud, and the date that Final Fantasy came out.
Oh.
Yeah. This
That's
one's not the
cool.
right one, but they have a license plate at least.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like to use the big one to kind of clean it off first,
The Bing.
so that I know my problem areas.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I love this.
There's your crash course on wrestling for the day.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We can talk more about it later, but like you said that you are focusing more on like horror games right now for your streams. Do you want to like elaborate on that?
I just really like horror games, and a lot of the games I tend to play anyways are horror games.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, let's make that a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do that. I downloaded a lot of like RPG Maker style horror games because that's what I remembered really getting me into it. There was a content creator whose name I'm not gonna say because even though he is very popular right now, I feel like everyone forgets that he had some not so great moments that he never fully apologized for. So I'm not gonna talk about that.
I am pretty sure I know exactly who you're talking about. So.
Yeah. But he got famous from playing horror games. Specifically Amnesia and...
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about now.
Yep. But I watched him play Ao Oni, and I was like, I want to play that. So I did, and I loved it. I watched him play this Wii game called Calling, and I got that and played it. And so I was like, I'm gonna have to like play them on stream and stuff.
Yeah.
And because I loved them.
Did you ever play Mad Father?
No, but I have downloaded it so I can play it now.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Cause like that was like one of the only horror games that like I really got into. So you'll have to tell me what you think.
Yeah. Totally. I've played a few I played like a little bit of Five Nights at Freddy's.
The Fablaf.
On one hand, I like it, but on the other hand, I'm like, well, that's it.
That's
okay.
it.
I
Lawrence
have not seen
asked,
The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, I was like, I know that like he really likes it, and he like wants to like let me watch it, but unfortunately I'm too much of a little scaredy cat to actually watch it. So a scared fish, if you would.
I want to. I just my attention span is so selective that usually the only thing that I can do is put on my two favorite shows, Futurama and Scrubs.
Yeah, I was like, Scrubs!
And just like let them go. And I think it's mostly because I've seen them so much that I know what's happening, and so I'll just be like, oh yeah, this is the episode where this happens.
That's how I feel about
and then
Adventure
just like
Time.
let it here. Yep.
I love that.
It's a comfort show thing.
I love that.
Yeah,
Futurama
is one of my favorite shows.
To kind of switch topics a little bit. So like the question that I like to ask people, just because it's like everybody has really a different answer, and I'm still trying to find my answer, but like what motivates you in like your life, you know? Whether that be like creatively, physically, emotionally.
I think what motivates me is mostly just trying to find happiness and have a good time. I think we were put on this earth solely to have a good time, and so, you know.
Your Honor, I was just trying to have a good time.
I was put on this planet so that I could have some fun. Oh gosh, we still have the entire sailing to do. Oh gosh, okay. I wasn't expecting sailing.
I wasn't expecting sailing
I was
either.
on a ladder. But yeah, I think mostly I'm just trying to see what makes me happy, see what will spark joy, if you will.
Funny.
So.
Yeah. No, I like that's perfectly valid, and I think that that's an amazing answer. So thank you for that. Yeah. Also, guys, a little bit of background between like Lissa and I is that like we have known each other since we were literal babies. But also I was in Lissa's wedding recently. So yeah.
I am a married woman.
Married women.
That is a thing.
One man where I cannot speak. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like some to prove, like I don't know, like to talk
lore.
about how like yeah, or the Joyfish Lissa lore. Also, another thing that I've like specifically like written down for you is I don't know the answer to this, but how did you get the name Lasagna?
Okay, so I believe this is also a meme that was originated by said man whose name I will not speak. But Carlos, our dear friend Carlos, he and I went to college together, so we've known each other for a while now. And he would do this thing where he would sometimes just come up to me and go, "Bitch, lasagna," and just say that at me. And then he started calling me lasagna, and then we somehow figured out that lasagna also works, and it's still my name. That is how we got there.
I love that. I love it. I can't believe my roommate went to college with the lasagna.
I know.
That's funny. I love that. That is an amazing story, honestly, because I don't think I've like ever known it. I've just like understood you as like the who want lasagna meme, but because that's your Instagram name, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
That is my well, it's my personal Instagram
Oh,
name.
okay. Guys, don't go look that up. No one go look that up.
It's on private, so.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You guys can look it up if you want to, but you guys can't get in.
It's the secret club.
Secret club. Yeah. So my next like thing that like I usually like talk about is like favorite things, and obviously like we've talked about wrestling a little bit, but like what are some other things that you would like to share? Like what are like your favorite things?
I like music. I'm a big music person.
Yeah.
I was in band in high school and middle school. I was in band all 7 years that one could be in band in my school district. So I did that. I played euphonium and trombone because they're basically the same thing, so why not, right?
For the for the listeners at home, and definitely not me, what is a euphonium?
It's sounds like a trombone, looks like a tuba, but small. So,
Okay.
yeah. It's essentially just like the way that my band director described it to me when I told him I wanted to play trombone and he said, "Let's try this instead." Was I had too airy of a sound on the trombone, and so the euphonium just like filters it out a little more. So it's still kind of the same deal, but it's kind of different.
So baby tuba.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Baby tuba, it sounds like a trombone though.
Is baby tuba? Tuba trombone had baby. Make euphonium?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, it's a lot of like, if they want to put trumpet players on low brass, then they will put them on euphonium because they make euphonium music in both bass clef and treble clef, and it's easy because the euphonium has valves instead of a slide. So easier for
easy. Easy peasy.
Okay, that was pretty funny. The exchange between Blue and Daisy, that's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I was like reading it the entire time. Because, okay, Blue, I also read it as that. I also read it as my neighbor pooped.
My neighbor pooped.
My neighbor pooped. I'm back. I'm like, well, okay.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, music is a very big part of my life. And I went to college for film, so I also like movies.
Yeah.
I'm a big movie gal.
Movie.
Although I haven't seen a movie in theaters in a sec, so don't ask
valid.
me.
I get it.
I think the last thing I saw in theaters was Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So.
So right before Barbie.
Yeah.
I see.
We wanted to go see Barbie, but it was one of we were like right about to move and also had no money.
Sorry, I just realized that this map has the turbo nozzle.
Yeah.
The squiggle nozzle.
Oh yeah.
Squiggle. Wait, yeah. So, like, what are your favorite movies, Lissa? Like, what are your favorite?
My favorite
things?
movie of all time is Beetlejuice. I wrote "High in the Ceiling."
Oh, hi.
My favorite movie of all time is Beetlejuice. I love that movie so much. I'm so freaking jazzed that they're making Beetlejuice, and that it's coming out this year. I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
Is that is it the sequel or is it a sequel?
Yeah. It's about Lydia's daughter meeting Beetlejuice. And so it's Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. It's Winona Ryder as Lydia. I'm so jazzed. I'm so excited.
Is that the one that Jenna
It's my
Ortega's
favorite.
in?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It's my favorite movie. I'm just so excited. I didn't know that needs to be cleaned.
I'm so excited.
I'm trying to think. I have a list. I did remember Pizza with Shrimp on Top. That was a fun show. I was an actor in high school.
Yeah?
That was Pizza with Shrimp on Top was a show that I did.
Uh-huh.
It was a dark comedy about suicide.
Oh, fun. Fun for high schoolers.
Yeah. It was actually a really fun play to do.
I love that.
We all had a really great time with it.
An actor. Guys, you heard it here first. Lissa the actor. Actor.
Where's my list of movies? Because I like to keep lists of things I like.
Yeah.
So I also have, like, my top 10 favorite wrestlers in both women's and men's divisions.
Wonderful. Amazing.
So.
I don't expect anything less from you.
So, my list of comfort movies has obviously Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Flushed Away.
Wow.
Remember that one?
I haven't thought about Flushed Away in years. Oh my.
That's one of my favorite movies. It's a stupid movie, but I love it so much.
I literally
give me that British rat all day long.
I literally haven't thought about that in years. Like, I think since my grandmother passed away. Like, I think that's the last time I thought about Flushed Away. Wow.
Give me that British rat all day long. I love it so much. 13 going on 30.
Oh, okay.
Because how can you not love that movie? Mark Ruffalo is a babe, and that movie is just like, hey, do you want the perfect guy? Here, this is what he looks like.
Here, it's me.
Yeah, it's great. I love it so much. That was one of my, like, I've watched it for the first time in college, and then ever since it's been a very, like, yes, I will just do nothing but watch this all day. Everybody Wants Some. It's a movie that I know a lot of people haven't. Oh my god, you wrote hi too. I know a lot of people haven't seen it or heard of it, but it's this movie called Everybody Wants Some. And it's made by the same guy who made Dazed and Confused.
Oh, okay.
Who is also the same guy who made School of Rock, if you didn't know that.
I did not know that. Amazing.
Yeah.
Loving hearing that.
He's one of Dayton's favorite directors.
I see.
So I've seen a lot of his movies. Everybody Wants Some is it's in the same vein as Dazed and Confused. It's about it's like 1980 and a guy, it's about this guy's like first weekend in college before classes start. Like the last scene of the movie is him going to his first class of the school year, and he is a baseball player, and it's him like learning about his teammates and bonding with his teammates and stuff. And it's in the like late 70s, early 80s, so 18-year-olds were allowed to drink, and so it's like them going out to bars and stuff and having parties, picking up girls, and just like being baseball boys.
Just being baseball boys. Dudes being dudes.
Yeah. I love it. It's a really fun movie. It's really cool. He meets this girl who's an acting major, and so like the last party they go to is an acting party, and everyone's in a costume, and he gets roped into doing it's like a weird almost improv thing of one of those dating games where it's like, okay, bachelor number one, what would you do if I did this kind of thing, but it's all Alice in Wonderland. So the girl who's doing it is the girl he has a crush on, and she's Alice. He gets roped into being the white rabbit, the I'm late rabbit, that one.
The white rabbit, yeah.
There's the Mad Hatter, and the Queen of Hearts. Are all her like bachelors.
Love it.
But yeah, it's really funny. It's got he's in that new movie with Sydney Sweeney. Glenn Powell is his name.
Oh, yeah.
he's my favorite character, who is like the mentor character. He's a junior. No, he's a senior, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna like take you under my wing and like teach you the ropes, essentially. Then there's a character played by Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son, who was also U.S. agent in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. He's a character that is like, he's like one of the stoner dudes. He's a pitcher, but halfway through the movie, he gets kicked out because they found out he was actually a like adult man who was faking transcripts to attend college and play baseball.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane.
But it's a great movie. It's a great movie. It's so fun. The main guy is he was in Glee. He was one of the replacements for Finn. I don't remember. I didn't watch Glee. Dayton did.
Yeah.
Dayton watched Glee, so I don't know. I just know Dayton was like, oh yeah.
I love the fact that Dayton watched Glee.
Yeah, he watched all of it.
This is new information that I have never heard before.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Dane watched all of Glee, and I think it was one of those things of like he had started it, and so he was like, well, I might as well finish it at this point. So.
That's amazing. I would have never pinned him to watch Glee.
Yeah.
Wow.
I never got into Glee. I never watched it. I was not a Glee person. Dayton watched all of it.
Wow. I love that.
So.
Yeah. He got invested. I get it. I do get it. I get it.
But yeah, I highly recommend Everybody Wants Some. I will give you a warning, but before watching Everybody Wants Some, there is a scene where it's essentially showing them all like, oh yeah, they are young men who are attractive dudes, and so they're all hooking up with girls that they met at parties this night. And there is topless women in that scene. Like, there's many toplessness, but it's not like, it's just that scene, and it's not a whole lot. So, and it's literally just for that purpose. It's just a like, hey, look, this is the scene to establish that all of these guys are having sex now. So.
Wow. These guys, they bone, in fact.
They do, in fact, have sex because they are college baseball players. But yeah, I love that movie. I think it's so fun. Oh, it's also got Teen Wolf, the big jacked one,
the guy
that gets paired with Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Bro, the one who always, everybody ships him with Dylan O'Brien. That one.
Wow.
He's in it. Yeah, it's got like a crazy star-studded cast.
That's amazing. Well, now we have, guys, this is your weekly movie recommendation to go watch.
Yeah. I have 2 more on my list of my comfort movies that I will watch all the time, every time.
Yes.
One of them is Little Miss Sunshine.
Wow.
I finally saw that movie for the first time after, I want to say, summer of 2022. Oh, give me 1 second. I have to redo my headphones. They do this thing, my headphones will like suddenly start putting out weird audio, so I have to fix it. But
Rude.
I fixed it, so.
How dare.
But I finally saw it because I watched the 2022 movie The Batman, in which Paul Dano plays my favorite Batman villain of all time, the Riddler.
The Riddler!
and I fell in love with Paul Dano, and so I was like, well, I gotta watch his movies now.
Is that the one where the Ave Maria meme came from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure that was the right one.
Yep, it's because we watched it for my birthday when I was with my parents. But yeah, it's when he gets to when they put him in Arkham and Batman goes to visit him and he's like, "We did it as a team, yay!"
Yay!
And Batman's like, "I'm not on your side," and he's like, What? And then Batman's like, "I actually hate you, and I think that you should rot here." And he's like,
My
"Well,
God.
sucks for you. You're not as smart as I thought you were, so you're gonna miss my last thing of killing everybody." And then when Batman's like, "What are you talking about?" he just starts singing Ave Maria.
Ave Maria.
But yeah, so Little Miss Sunshine, because of that,
Yeah.
I love Little Miss Sunshine. It's one of those things, I think it fits my humor really well because it's like very dark, but also like it's one of those things of dark humor in like the most inconvenient way. Like part of that movie do you know that movie?
No.
Part of that movie, so the movie is about a little girl who gets into a pageant, and she her family has to road trip from California to New Mexico in like 3 days
Oh my God.
to get her to this pageant, but also her grandfather was helping her with her talent, which in the end turns out to be a like absolutely inappropriate for a 6-year-old girl dance. To like the weirdest choice of song. I don't even remember what it is off the top of my head. The dad is actually like a stepdad, and he and the mom are fighting like the whole time.
Oh.
But it's like very petty stuff. And so it's like, the brother has taken a vow of silence because he wants to be a pilot and fly jets for the Air Force.
Oh.
But also they find out that he's colorblind on the way through and that he can't fly jets because he's colorblind.
Oh, wait, you can't?
Nope, you cannot fly jets if you're colorblind.
Wow.
And I only know that because of that movie.
I didn't know that, like, at all. That's wild.
Yeah. So that was the thing. Steve Carell is in it, and Steve Carell plays the mom's brother. Like, this is what the mom and the dad are mostly fighting about, is he is the mom's brother who is a gay man who tried to kill himself because he was a teacher, and one of his, like, student assistants and him were starting a relationship.
Bro.
And he's the leading scholar in his field.
Yeah.
But the other dude, who is his rival, who is the other leading scholar in his field, wrote a paper and published it, and the student left him for that guy, so he tried to kill himself.
Oh my God.
And so now they're like, he has to stay with the family because he's on essentially suicide watch.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not gonna do it again. I was in a very bad place, and I am not in that place anymore. I'm not gonna do it again. And they're like, well, you have to stay with us. And he's like, fine.
Fine.
So he's there the whole time. And is just like, are we really having to do this? This is very stupid. There's, they also have their grandfather, and part of like the very dark humor that I think is like oh, this is just humor of inconvenience.
Mm-hmm.
There's they have to take the grandfather with them to her pageant.
Yeah.
But along the way, he dies.
Oh.
He's just really old.
Fun. Love that. Love that
and also
information.
lives a very lives a very hedonistic lifestyle, and so they stay the night in a hotel, and when they wake up, he's dead. But they're in like Arizona, and so they're like, well, you're not like, it's illegal to transport a body across state lines, but we can't just like leave him here. So they took him to the hospital. He got pronounced dead, and then they have to smuggle the body out of the hospital and then just like leave him in the trunk of the car while they're driving.
Yeah, this reminds me like a lot of Saltburn. Have you seen Saltburn yet?
I have not, and I need to.
Oh my god, it's like one of Lawrence's favorite movies right now.
I need to see it. I also like Barry Keoghan, so gotta see it. Wow. Yeah. I feel like I will love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Little Miss Sunshine for that kind of stuff, because it's very like, they're like, oh, Grandpa's dead. Well, we gotta get him back home.
How are we gonna get Grandpa home? Grandpa.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's a movie that's very heartwarming when you get down to it, because it's like, oh, this is a family who genuinely loves each other. They just are bad at expressing it, really. Yeah. And so they're trying, and you can tell that they're trying, but at the same time, it's like not going super well.
I love that.
Yeah. They don't understand how to communicate to each other, and so it's really fun to watch. Also, like, their car keeps having problems, so by the end, they have to push the car until it gets going 20 miles an hour, and then they can start it.
Okay.
And also the horn doesn't like, it just keeps going off.
Oh.
The whole time?
The whole time?
Yeah, so like they're on the highway and it's just like, and he's just like driving really slow in the one lane, and it's just like waving at people, being like, sorry.
Rip.
But yeah, that one also has a pretty crazy cast, because it's, what's his name? Alan Arkin is the grandpa. Paul Dano's the brother. Steve Carell is the uncle. Greg Kinnear is the dad. Greg Kinnear I know him from Mystery Men, where he was Captain Amazing, but I know he's in other things that people would recognize him for more, but I don't know what those things are. And it's got like Toni Collette as the mom. Like, and then the daughter, the one that they're doing this all for, is Abigail Breslin.
Who is?
Like, child Abigail Breslin. She was, Nims Island.
Oh, she was... Okay.
Yeah, her. She was, like, the actress of my childhood. So, yeah. And then the last movie I have on my list is this movie called Sabrina. It's from the 50s, I think. It's Audrey Hepburn, Humphrey Bogart, and I actually don't know the other actor.
Like the witch Sabrina? The Buster Sword's here.
Like the teenage witch
Why
Sabrina.
Why is Cloud's sword here?
It's just chilling on the bar. I saw that and I was like, well, okay.
Because, like, earlier, like, Tifa texted us and was like, I can have Cloud drop it off whenever. And I'm like, I love this domestic Cloud and Tifa. But, like,
Amazing.
why is your sword here?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Wow. Well, okay.
But-
I do want to talk about Fallout today. Because I know that Fallout New Vegas is your favorite game, or one of your favorite games.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about it today because I've been thinking about it. There's a show coming out?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's coming out on Amazon. It's the 11th of April.
Wow.
I'm so excited for it. It's got Kyle MacLachlan.
Wow.
I love Kyle MacLachlan. Yes. I for reference, my top 5 favorite games of all time are Nier Automata, Portal 2, Fallout New Vegas, Oblivion, and Hades. Those are my top 5.
Oh, Hades made it on there too? Nice.
Yes, I love Hades. Oh my god. I
Nice.
finally got my first full clear on Hades, and I was so excited.
I love that.
But yeah. Also, I don't know if you knew this. Dayton and I did the Fallout New Vegas road trip as part of our honeymoon.
The road trip? To go to like, all of the the New Vegas stops?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because it's Fallout New Vegas takes place in the real actual area.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the places are actually there.
Yeah.
And we found out while we were in Good Springs, because we went and ate at the Pioneer Saloon, we found out that, I will tell you my top favorite wrestlers, Blue. I have a list of top 10 for each. But I found out that, the characters that reside in Good Springs are based off of real people.
Oh.
And I found that out because one of those guys told us.
Oh.
Like, he was like, yeah, I'm Easy Pete.
What?
The bartender in there is Trudy. Doc Mitchell lives up on the hill, and so does Sunny Smiles. And me and Dayton were like,
oh my God.
Are you serious? So.
That's insane. I love that.
Yeah, it was so cool. So cool to find out.
Yeah.
Carlos, I have not watched Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. Dayton and I started it and then went, we should just watch the movie. So we watched the movie.
Lawrence and I did watch all of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. Because Scott Pilgrim Takes Off like looks like a lot like my old art style that I used to have in high school. So it was giving nostalgia for me.
Aw. Yeah, we got to the funeral where Envy Adams comes into the funeral, or no, where Envy comes into the funeral, and then when Knives comes into the funeral and sees Ramona, and she's like, "You're the one who killed him," and she's like, "No, what?" That was where we got to, and then we were like, maybe we should watch the movie just to refresh, even though we know exactly what happens.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm reading the books right now.
The books.
The graphic novels.
Yeah.
I'm on the 3rd one, which is the one where they get Todd.
Todd! Chris Evans! Chris Evans,
No.
Todd. No, that's not Chris Evans. Wait.
That's Lucas Lee.
That is Lucas Lee. Wait.
Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh is Todd.
Yes! Okay.
Superman himself, that's Todd.
Yes.
But yeah. I love Fallout. I love everything Fallout. Actually, Dayton and I played Fallout 76 the other day. If anybody wants to play Fallout 76 with me, Love that game. Will play.
Can you
So.
can you give me like a rundown on what Fallout 76 is about and like what like the game is actually? Because like I've thought about playing it, but then like I didn't get the motivation to because no one would tell me what it was.
Yeah.
So
when it came out, it was bad.
Yeah.
But it's good now. It's the MMO Fallout. But your worlds aren't actually that big because like that many people because they're, I believe, still trying to like make sure that it's wasteland feeling.
Yeah.
So there's that. But it's in Appalachia. So Vault 76 is the vault you come out of, and it's one of the only ones that actually was like did what Vault-Tec said it was gonna do. Yeah. And so they like you start the game in the vault and they're like, hey, here's your supplies, have fun going and settling the new world. And so you just kind of like go out and settle it. When they started it, it didn't have NPCs.
Oh.
So that really sucked.
Yeah.
Because the only things in the wasteland were things trying to kill you and then other people who may or may not be trying to kill you.
Everyone's trying to kill each other is what I feel in my bones.
Yeah. But it's better. Also, the one time I've ran into a rando in that game, they weren't trying to kill me, so that was good.
That's nice.
Yeah, he just like did some weird little juke moves around me while I was running because I was over encumbered, so I was like running and then had to stop and just chill. But yeah, it's essentially just that there's like quests now because there's NPC factions, and so they can be like, hey, can you do this for us? And then you go, yes, of course I can do that for you. Yes, of course
I can do it for you.
And then you go do it.
Anything for you.
Oh, you had a 2-cap bounty for taking somebody's tin can, Dustin?
No, not the tin can.
That sucks. Yeah, it's really just like, it's very chill. It's very, weirdly enough, it's almost just like a post-apocalyptic cozy game.
Oh, nice.
So
I love that.
I personally enjoy. Okay. I need to take the ladder and,
Also, Lissa, do you know what tomorrow is? It's a huge day for the cozy game community. Tomorrow.
What is tomorrow?
Is the Stardew update.
Oh!
Tomorrow is new content for Stardew Valley.
I'm very excited for that.
Woo.
I also will say I'm a bad gamer, have not picked up Stardew Valley in a sec, and so I'm just like...
You know, me too.
Haven't even done the island yet.
Yeah, I haven't done the island either, but, you know... Winning. Okay, what are we missing? Oh, the pipe.
Yeah. Yes, Fallout. Blue, I promised you I would tell you my top 10 wrestlers of each division, men's and women's. So here you go. My top 10 men's division wrestlers. Chuck Taylor. I love him so much. Oh my god. Mick Foley. He was like king of hardcore stuff and also apparently one of the nicest men ever made. They call him
ever
Jolly
made.
Old Saint Mick.
Oh.
They call him Jolly Old Saint Mick. He's just like everyone's happy dad. And I love him so much. He's the best. There's Adam Copeland, the rated R superstar Adam Copeland. He used to go by Edge when he was in WWE, but he's in AEW now. I really enjoy him. He's always super fun, and they called him the rated R superstar because he was the kind of guy who was like, I'll say whatever, I don't care that I'm on TV.
Oh. Spicy.
So, then we've got Orange Cassidy. By the way, this one's Chuck Taylor, and this one is Orange Cassidy.
Ah.
Just so we know. Orange Cassidy, I love him. He's very, very talented in the ring. And what else? What else do we have to get? The adjustable stool, back bar lamp, backroom doors, backroom door frames, backroom pipe, bar shelf, bar top, boxes, ceilings, ceiling beams, ceiling lights, ceiling holders, or light holders, ceiling pipes, ceiling shaded lights. There's lots of stuff, okay? Yeah, Orange Cassidy is what they call the King of Sloth style. He, will put his hands in his pockets and wrestle like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
All right.
It's great to watch. It's very, very entertaining to watch. And I love him so much.
Love him.
I think he's like very underrated. I think people who watch AEW know that he's good, but I think people who don't watch AEW take one look at him and go, this guy's a hack, I hate him. And I'm like, no, he's so good though.
No.
Then I got MJF. He calls himself the devil and calls himself a scumbag, and I gotta respect any dude that's like, I'm horrible and I know it, but you still love me for it somehow.
But you still love me, unfortunately.
Yeah, like that's part of he was the AEW world title holder. He lost the belt and has since been like out. He hasn't done anything, but I think it's because he's like super hurt and just needs to like chill out because he was wrestling a lot.
Yeah.
So there's that. But he has t-shirts that say he's our scumbag. Like,
oh.
that's the kind of dude he is. I love him so much. Then Trent Beretta, that one. He's also one of the best friends, and I just really love anybody who is under the moniker of best friends.
Understood.
There's El Phantasmo. He is for New Japan Pro Wrestling right now. And I love him, if only because he's super silly. And
I do like
he's like
silly.
super silly, but also he's silly, but he's also like very goes hard in the ring.
Oh.
Like, he's silly and he talks a lot, but he can back it up, you know? Do we have a step stool, or all we have is the
I think we only have is the ladder.
Ladder. Okay, I need the ladder then. Yeah, he did a promo one time that was entirely somebody else reading it and him just doing hand motions.
You know, me too.
For it the entire time. It was very funny. I enjoy him a lot. And then we have Kazuchika Okada, who is now part of AEW. Just went there. He, his thing is that he's the Rainmaker. So when he comes out, a bunch of dollars bills with his face on it. fall from the sky.
That was not the kind of rain I was expecting.
Yeah, like makes it rain. And he also like is just really, really good in the ring. He was New Japan's top star for 17 years.
Oh my goodness.
And he's been wrestling 18 years. So
wow.
He like pretty much became a star immediately. And he just left New Japan and is now in AEW. And it's working out real great for me, at least. I'm
for
having
me
a
specifically, it's working out great.
Yeah. Then there's Billy Gunn. He is currently in AEW. He's 1/3 of the World Trios title holders. With his 2 sons that he has adopted. I don't. At least like in storyline, which is called. No.
Oh, okay.
He actually was feuding with his 2 sons, his real sons. So in wrestling, there's shoot, which is real, and there's kayfabe, which is in storyline.
Yeah.
So he, at the very least, has kayfabe adopted these guys, like, brought adoption papers and signed them. Grown adult men. Adult men.
Heard.
But they are the Acclaimed. Well, there's just a lot of little bits on the ground. Okay.
The bits.
The Acclaimed, their gimmick is that they're kind of rapper guys. Anthony Bowens is really just a hype man. For Platinum Max Caster. And Platinum Max Caster, instead of having entrance music, they kind of do, but it's Platinum Max will do a freestyle diss track on his opponents as they approach the ring. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to hear.
Wonderful.
Also Anthony Bowens is gay. And he got the first ever, like, positive he's gay chant.
Wonderful.
In wrestling.
I love that.
Because, there was a group they were feuding with that had a girl who was like, oh my gosh, Anthony, you're so hot, I'm so hot, we could be so hot together. And he's like,
no.
Are you stupid? I'm very gay, and I have a boyfriend.
No. No. What?
Yeah. It was very funny. I loved it. I'm trying to find some, like, spots on the floor that need to be cleaned because this floor is still registering as not cleaned.
Rude.
But yeah, it's great. But Billy Gunn is, so also, in order to understand his nickname, you need to understand this history. Billy Gunn was a part of a team in the 90s that was very famous. That was D-Generation X. He was one half of their tag team, the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah.
And he, during that time, was called Mr. Ass.
Oh.
And,
okay.
He was Mr. Ass. Because he was the badass Billy Gunn that then turned into Mr. Ass.
Okay.
And now that he is a father, he's Daddy Ass.
Love, you can be Mr. Ass if you want to. You can.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like, highly recommend looking up Billy Gunn. He's a great guy from what I've seen. But he's just a dude who's like 50 something, maybe 60 at this point, who like spends most of his time in the gym because that's just what he likes to do.
Gym. Billy Gunn was in the OG
so
Sabrina the Teenage Witch. See, guys, it's all back. It's back. We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back.
Yeah, he was. Oh my god. Okay, I totally didn't remember that. Love Billy Gunn. But yeah, because he is now a father, he is Daddy Ass.
Daddy.
And so it's really fun because the Acclaimed come out. Max Caster does his little diss track rap, and then hands the mic to Anthony Bones. Anthony Bones screams whatever city they're in, and like say it's, let's go with Chicago. He'll be like, Chicago. And he scissors his fingers with whoever is in the seat, and then he'll get in the ring, and he'll go, the acclaimed have arrived. Scissor me, daddy ass. And then they get in the center of the ring and they scissor their fingers.
Good lord.
It's great. Dayton has a t-shirt that says scissor me.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, that reminds me. I saw a TikTok this morning, or like a couple days ago, that it was this like person who was talking to like their boyfriend or their fiance. I don't remember which one. But they were like, my boyfriend thinks that if he falls unconscious, I can't get him out of a burning building. So I'm gonna try. And then it's been like a series of TikToks. If you guys see them, you'll understand. But it's been a series of TikToks of this one person just trying desperately to like pick up their boyfriend, and then at every single time if something doesn't work out for them, they just go, I'm going back to my roots. A scissor. It's like, what are your
Beautiful.
roots? What are your roots?
Cutting.
Cutting. Cutting.
But yeah, it's great. I highly recommend literally just Googling or YouTubing any acclaimed entrance ever. Make sure it has daddy ass, because those are really good. So.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just got really excited about the fact that the elevator was finally done. Okay.
Yeet.
Box.
I'm hitting tab and I can't see any.
Box.
Any.
There's a box. It should be flashing. That box.
There.
Chopping board. Got it. Circuit box.
I feel like I shouldn't be spraying this radio, but here we are.
Yeah, I felt like that way about the TV too. But okay, so we talked like a little bit about the fact that you're like a music girly, but like we didn't discuss your favorite bands and favorite music artists.
My favorite tunes. I will say, I think it's hilarious. My Spotify Wrapped. I didn't intend to do this, but I somehow did this. My top 5 bands on that this year are my top 5 favorite bands in order.
Wonderful.
I was like,
that.
how? But
I need the
my
letter.
top 5 favorite bands in order are Fall Out Boy, because I love them. How can I ever not love Fall Out Boy? They've been my favorite band since I was like 12 years old. Like, I'm a ride or die. Then Ghost. I got really into Ghost, which like I understand is not for most people. But they're like the adult version of Scooby-Doo chase music, and I love it.
I have never heard it
They're
described like that. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
no, straight up, you can put a Ghost song over, you know that scene, that's Terror Time Again?
Yes.
You can put a Ghost song over that scene and it'll work every time. Pretty much. Oh my god. I didn't even know that wasn't clean.
The Kim Chin counter.
But, Ghosts, I love them. Number 3 is Say Anything. Max Bemis is a horrible guy, as it turns out. But their music, like, I have one of their albums, I don't think ever left the CD player in my car. That's what it's called. I could not think of the word CD player. Their album Is a Real Boy was like very influential to me for my beginnings of college years. I was obsessed. Then after Say Anything is Motion City Soundtrack. I told you before we started, I was listening to Motion City Soundtrack like on repeat last night. They are one of my faves. I love them. I got to see them live. I caught COVID at their show in 2022. I went to go see them live. They were doing their it was 15th that then got postponed, so it became 17th anniversary tour.
Yeah.
For their album Commit This to Memory. In which they played the entirety of that album. And then also played like a few more songs. And it was so fun. It was so cool. And it's what I would call like nerd rock in that they they're very nerdy dudes who sing about that a lot, but they also sing about the fact that they're mentally ill a lot. The fact that they're mentally ill and how like the toll that takes on their relationships with others.
Yeah.
So it very much like hits for me. Hits that little tick in my brain real well. Love them so much. Highly recommend their album Commit This to Memory. Also their album My Dinosaur Life, because that album was the first one I ever bought of them. And I was like...
Dinosaur.
I think I was like 13 when I bought that album. 12 or 13. And I bought it because I was watching Fuse at like... what? 3 in the morning? And they were playing music videos, and they played the music video for Her Words Destroyed My Planet, and the music video for that song is the band entering into a like middle school science fair with projects that are like one of them has a cloning machine.
Like Meet the Robinsons esque. Science fair.
And then they all... Yeah, but they're all grown adults in this science fair with these kids, and so they all win the prizes and stuff, but they're also adults. And they do this fun little dance break with the kids. Like, it's a very fun music video for a song that's like, hey, we broke up and I've been working on myself, but where are you? Because I want to get back together. I want to talk now.
Where are you?
Yep. Like, literally, one of the lines in the song is, I sent you a postcard, but the post office sent it back. They said the building's been torn down.
Oh.
Like...
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fun music video for a song that's like, oh, that's pretty sad.
That's pretty sad, actually.
Yeah. But I love that album. It's so good. And then my 5th favorite band is My Chemical Romance. We all know. We all expected.
We've been new. This wall column will not get clean, and I'm getting a little frustrated with it.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I just have to stand on top of the barrel. All right. Wall lantern.
Wall lanterns. Which ones?
Which one?
Oh, God, please.
This one.
Oh, you find it?
Yeah, I found it. Why isn't it cleaning? There we go. Okay, window.
Ding. Okay.
Oh, this is the window frame. Okay.
Got it.
Got
and
it.
the frames.
Woot woot.
Understood.
Understood. Wonderful.
You know,
All right.
cool.
I'm gonna pull up our thingy. The thingy. We still have like 30 minutes. We zoomed.
Yeah.
Um.
I will say, I didn't finish my list.
Yeah.
I still had my number 10 and an honorable mention from the men's division. Shawn Michaels was my number 10. Mostly Shawn Michaels of like the late 90s, early 2000s. But I love Shawn Michaels. And my honorable mention is Effie. Effie is a hardcore wrestler whose thing is also that he is a gay man. He is in a tag team with a woman named Allie Catch, and their tag team name is Bussy.
I love that.
It's great. I love Effie. And he's a huge proponent of like, let's go indie wrestling. It's awesome. He's great. Also, Blue, I gotta say, I felt it in my bones last night as I was sitting here playing Powerwash. I was like, I don't know what exactly it is, but something tells me that this Powerwash stream is gonna be what confirms that Blue and I are actually best friends.
Yeah. Well, Blue's like friends with everyone.
So.
Blue's like besties with everyone. There's ads starting in about 18 seconds, gamers. Just to let you know. But yeah.
Yeah, seeing that my dinosaur life is great, I was like, I knew it. Okay. But yeah, there's that. And then my top 10 of the women's division, I will just like zoom through. My number 1 is Chris Statlander. She's this one. She was a best friend, not exactly sure anymore. But I love her so much. She is a very much pick them up and slam them down women's wrestler, and I love that in a lady. It's
Get
great.
It, girl. Yeah.
Abaddon is a non-binary person whose gimmick is that they're the living dead girl, and I love them. They're so cool. They do crazy fun makeup, and they their Instagram is poppin' always. Number 3 is Timeless Toni Storm. She's deranged. She thinks she's a 1940s starlet.
Yeah, we were talking about it during
our
Pokemon stream.
Yeah, love her. She's amazing. Then I got Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale is like best friends with Chris Statlander right now, and Willow Nightingale is also a pick them up and slam them down wrestler. Her catchphrase is nothing matters, smile anyway.
Nice.
She has like nihilistic optimism, and she's always smiling, but also will kill. It's great. Will kill. Your blade will kill. Fortune Fire, anyone? Then there's Ruby Soho. She is awesome. She's so cool. She's punk, and that's her thing, and it's great. She's doing a thing right now where she's got a new boyfriend, and her ex best friend keeps having her brother beat him up, and so she's like, I will tear you to shreds. Stop messing with my boyfriend. It's great. Maki Ito. Maki Ito is so cool. She is an actual like idol singer in Japan who yeah, she was in, oh gosh, let me go back through texts real quick. She was in I have so many texts because of the pay-per-view. What is the name of the group she was in?
Women's wrestling fits in with idol culture and idol personalities. That's really cool.
Yeah. She's an actual idol, and her group, yeah, her first group was Link, Link.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what her group is now, but it's essentially the, like, Link graduation group. She still performs. Her current wrestling intro music is her doing a solo version of one of her group's songs.
Oh, cool.
And she's awesome. She's a hardcore wrestler, but her thing is that she's the cutest in the world.
Yeah.
And so all of her, like she worked with this guy named Nick Gage, who's known for doing really, really brutal stuff and, like, absolutely tearing his body up in the ring. Like, he uses pizza cutters on people, and he got her a pizza cutter that had a little bow on it so that she could still be cute. Yeah, like, I love it. I love Maki Ito. She's it for me. Also, like, one of her moves is that she if you're on the ground, she'll, like, fall over and slam into you with her head. And the joke is that she has an iron plate in her head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, girl. Get
like,
it.
it's very fun. It's very fun. She's great. Then there's Julia Hart. Julia Hart is the current women's TBS champion. She's spooky. That's her thing. She used to be a cheerleader, and now she's spooky.
Yeah, that sounds about right for cheerleaders, actually.
So,
it's me. I used to be a cheerleader.
She used to be a cheerleader, now she's spooky. Then there's Hikaru Shida, the Shining Samurai. She, I found out she was an actress in Japan who played a wrestler and then fell in love with it so much that she just became a wrestler.
That's fun.
So that's cool. Then Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Fun fact, she is an actual dentist.
Oh, that's great.
She jokes about how sometimes she is just the backstage dentist if somebody, like, took a bump wrong and hurt their teeth.
Yeah.
She did wrestling to put herself through dentistry school.
Nice.
And then just stayed a wrestler. Apparently, her wrestling makes her more money than her dentistry, but she wanted to be a dentist more, so she has a dentistry practice in Orlando, but also wrestles.
Nice.
So, that's really cool. Then there's Steph DeLander. She is an indie person, and she's from Australia, and she's insane.
Aussie. The Aussies.
She's really cool and really hardcore, and I like her a lot. And then my honorable mention there is, in AEW, she was the bunny. In TNA, she was Allie. But she's, I think she was only the bunny because she was with the Butcher and the Blade, because the Blade is her husband. But she's, like, beautiful blonde woman, you know, like, looks like a model, but she's really, really into, like, horror stuff.
Yeah.
So, I love her so much.
That's like, kind of the person that we assume that Felicia is.
Yeah. Like, beautiful, she could be a model. All of her vlogs on Instagram are just her being like, yeah, I went and I bought a new Chucky doll today, and so he's gonna go on my Chucky shelf.
He's going up on the shelf with the rest of them. On the shelf you go!
Yeah. I love it. It's great. But yes. I finished my list now. We're good.
Wonderful. So I love your list. I love the fact that you have lists of your favorite things. Because I just sit here and struggle. So I'm like, yeah, I like Atlantis. I like the color pink. I like Yeah, I like things. I am a person who likes things.
I've got a brain that likes to revolt, and so when I think of things, I go, okay, yes, list time, just in case somebody asks me.
Just in case. Yep. I love it. I should start doing that, honestly. Some of my other, yes, Barbie. See, this is what happens if I don't have a list. So a couple of the other things that I have is, what do you consider to be the best time in your life and the worst time in your life? If you would like to share.
Honestly, best time I would say would be like college to now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm living it, baby.
Living it?
But like college really was great. I don't know exactly what happened. I think it was just I got out of the town that I hated for high school.
Yeah.
And was like, wow, I'm an adult. I have so much freedom. I can do whatever I want. I found like a cool group of friends, and then it was just like, okay, like I can remember one of my favorite things that we used to do was we did not drink underage. What are you talking about?
Yeah, totally.
Won't do that.
Yeah.
I had grape juice, not fermented. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it was like sparkling.
Sparkling grape juice. I would get an entire bottle of that, and like on the weekends we would just like sit in, this was sophomore year of college, we would just sit in one of the guys' dorm rooms and then put on YouTube videos. Or I know for a while there, I had never seen Video Game High School, and neither had one of my other friends, and so he made us sit down and watch Video Game High School with him.
Fun.
So it was like the 3 or 4 of us, or whoever would come to that dorm room on the weekends. He could be Maki Ito, we don't know.
Hi, Brendy. Welcome in. I hope you're doing
well. We would just sit on the weekends, and it would be that. It would sometimes be Yu-Gi-Oh. It would sometimes be just whatever we were feeling. And I would drink my definitely not fermented grape juice. I don't know what you're talking about.
If you say it louder in the back, I think the people would hear you.
There was no underage drinking. That's bad. But we would just like sit there and watch YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
If there was a party, then sometimes we'd go to the party that week. Actually, after college, me and Carlos ended up moving into one of the that was one of the party houses. Because it was a party house because there was a ska band that lived there, and they had their living room was turned into a stage, and so they would just perform house shows.
Ska band lived there.
Yeah, ska band lived there. The you know where the fireplace was?
Yeah.
Where we used to have like the TV and stuff?
Yeah.
That was where they had the stage.
Oh.
And so the front door was blocked off, and you couldn't get in through the front door, so you had to go around the side. And they would perform, and we would all just like hang out and listen to this ska band. I remember going to one of their shows one night and getting was that, who is that? Was that me? Was that you? That might have been me. Whatever that was. Thank you. Oh, Toxicity of Our City. Thanks for following me. I don't have my like actual thing pulled up right now.
Oh, okay.
I have it pulled up on the multi-stream, so everything is like super far behind. So I can't see what's going on. I have my my chat pulled up on my phone. And that's all I got.
That's smart.
Yeah, I remember going there and having a little too much to drink and feeling slightly sick. But there was a guy making tacos on a little, like, George Foreman grill.
Oh, nice.
In the kitchen. And in the like, breakfast nook area. He had a table set up there. And I remember I was sitting outside, and the person I was dating at the time, she's a girl now. She was not identifying as a girl then. The girl I was dating at the time, I was not feeling good, and she was like, "Do you need something to eat?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a taco." And so she knocked on the window, and he turned around and went, "Am I doing to-go orders now?" And so he made a taco and handed it out the window, and I ate a taco that was handed out the window to me at a house show for a ska band.
At a house show for a ska band. What a time. Wow.
So that was, like, yeah, I'd say college until now. I'm having a great time with life right now.
Yeah.
And I think it all started with, like, hey, did you know that there's more to life than, like, sitting in a town you hate and sulking?
Yeah. That's amazing.
So.
I love that.
But leading into that, I would say the worst time of my life was high school.
Yeah.
My mom actively, too, I remember I was talking to her one day, and she was like, yeah, no, I don't know what the difference is with high school, because with middle school, you were so excited to be in middle school, and now with high school, you're just so, like,
miserable.
Done. You're so over it. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hate it. Sucks.
I feel like
I would like to not be here anymore.
I agree. That's how I felt too. Honestly. And like I feel like we came from like similar similar towns that we went to in high school. So I feel you. I feel you so hard, man.
It's the small town, like, everyone I know is like, not to rag on people, because there were definitely a lot of people who, like, got out and did good for themselves and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, most of the people there were like, I'm never gonna leave this town, so it doesn't matter how well I do in school.
Exactly.
So I don't care. And so you had to deal with that while also, like, knowing you're like, I'm not staying here. I'm getting out because there's nothing for me here. And then it was having to deal with the people with no ambitions when you're trying to get to something
when you
bigger
have,
is
like, so
just
many
annoying.
ambitions. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. It's just the worst because it's like, dude, please want something in life.
Literally anything.
I know you're resigned to staying here and working in the oil fields, but, like, can we please?
Can we please
do something?
Can we please have, like, I feel like that's, like, the thing I find most, like, infuriating about a lot of people is that, like, just whenever you just, like, don't have, like, any dream in life to do anything, I feel like that's...
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's so much more to life than just, like, doing your mundane job and then coming home.
And that was one of the things that attracted me to Dayton, was that, like, I met him and we talked, and Dayton has had an insane life. If he ever starts streaming, I'm sure he would have some stuff to say. But he's had an insane life, and one of the things that we talked about, because I was like, I'm going to film school, I want to write movies with the intent to, like, not necessarily get famous, but, like, market it and get rich and stuff. And he was like, I have had too depressing of a life to not be able to be going somewhere with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get where you're coming from. And that was so refreshing to me, is just somebody being like, my life has sucked, so I have to be famous to make up for it. Not necessarily famous. He wants the same thing as me, where it's like, maybe someone will recognize me, who knows, but for the most part, I'm just very well off.
Guys, we're trying to get Dayton to become a Pokemon streamer. For those of you who don't know, Dayton is Lissa's husband. And it's so wild to say husband now, because I've been saying boyfriend for forever.
I know. It's insane. We got married in October the 13th, because it was Friday the 13th, and I'm that kind of a girl. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm that kind of a girl. But it was very fun. It was really cool. And did I ever tell you how he proposed to me?
No. I just know because all you did was text me a picture of the other the flipped over ring that you have, or like the ring, and I was like, oh, cool, great, and I never asked about anything else.
Yeah. So my wedding ring is Clita. I love it. It's exactly what I wanted, and he knew that going into it. It was he bought it for me as a promise ring, essentially, because he knew that if he did that, he wouldn't have to buy another ring. And so that was how it started. He got his wisdom teeth taken out one day, and I drove him home, took care of him. He was fine. He was coherent. The only thing that made me think he was even slightly drugged up at all was on our way out of the parking lot, there was so the way that it was set up is there's a dead end. You have a light, there's a left turn lane, and there's a right turn lane. The left turn lane was what we were going into, so we could get on the highway to go back home.
Yeah.
Something in the right turn lane honked because there was nobody coming. It was a red light. You can ride on red. So that person honked, and Dayton was in the middle of a sentence, and he stopped talking mid-sentence to then turn around and go, I will get out of this car. And I went, Dayton, that was not for us, honey. And he goes, oh. Okay. And that was it. That was the only time that I was like, oh, you might have been a little drugged. So I thought that was hilarious. We had to stop by the place that we worked to get a present for his aunt.
Yeah.
We do that. We go and we're talking with our coworkers for a little bit before we left, and Dayton starts helping customers, and we're like, Dayton, you can't do that. You're not clocked in. You're not getting paid. You're also having gauze in your mouth because you are bleeding from your gums.
Exactly.
Like, you need to not. And he was like, well, nobody else was doing it, so I did it. And I was like, Dayton, no. But we get home. He sets up. He had bought a Switch specifically so that he could play Pokemon Let's Go while he was recovering. But instead, he booted up Red Dead Redemption 2 because that's his thing. He is a yeehaw cowboy man.
Yeehaw.
But after we're sitting there for a little bit, and then he just looks at me and he goes, you know, if you wanted to put your ring on the other hand, that would be cool. And I went,
that would be pretty sick, actually.
What? And then the next day I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, and that's when we started like telling people
That's
like, hey, we're engaged.
amazing. I love that.
Yeah, it was really funny because at this time he was living with me full time because it was his senior year of college, and all of his old roommates called us because they were still living together in an apartment off campus. They called us collectively on speakerphone, and we're just like, what? Oh my god, that's amazing.
I love that.
So yeah,
and that's so like Dayton too. What the frick is happening? Did you hear
just
that?
so nonchalant. The reactor is going to burst.
Yeah.
That's all I can think.
That was a little scary. But yeah, that's like so that's so him. I love that so much. Cause like guys, Dayton has like offered also to help me make my Cowboy Tifa cosplay. And he has offered to help me either A, find a hat, or B, make my hat.
Yep. He's really like, I want to get into hat making. Let's go. So.
I love it. I love it. Well,
he's a weirdo.
The last few things that I want to ask,
yes,
is like we've touched on a few favorite memories of yours, but like, what is your like favorite memory?
Favorite memory? That's a difficult one.
Yeah. It's either like a really easy question. Goodness, there's so many explosions.
It does not like us today.
We're just trying to clean, man.
Yeah, bro, I'm just trying to get you clean. What are you doing? Favorite? What is a favorite memory?
Because I feel like for like me and you and like a lot of people who like remember a lot of stuff, I feel like it's like a very hard like thing. Oh, it's Cloud and Tifa. They're blowing up Reactor 1. Okay. Cool, guys. Love that. But yeah.
Favorite memory? It's like so hard. I mean, it's probably something from college. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's probably something from college. Honestly, it might be something from... Oh, maybe it's something from my capstone.
Yeah.
But I will say, my capstone, I loved making my capstone. I hated editing my capstone because as it turns out, I hate editing.
Yeah.
But from what I have heard from people that I worked with on my capstone, it's all the same general consensus of, I know that I had fun, but honestly, it was such a whirlwind experience that I blocked out half of it and I don't remember what happened. But I know I had fun.
I know I had fun.
Oh, here. This is a good one. We were on my capstone set. My capstone was a very bad horror movie. Think like the very first Evil Dead movie.
Okay.
Very cheesy, very not. Like, I wanted it to be at least slightly scary, and it was not. People laughed in the theater.
Nice.
But I think it ended up being what it needed to be, and that's fine. But we were on set. I had an art director that was on set, and they were one of my roommates my junior year.
Yeah.
Love them to bits and pieces. They actually have a podcast with somebody that I graduated with that year and another person who worked on my set.
Nice.
That podcast is called Chainsaw Matinee. They review horror movies. I've been on it a couple times. Go listen to it.
This
They're
is
great.
a plug.
This is a plug. Chainsaw Matinee. But Marty from Chainsaw Matinee was my art director. And I had them because we were about to go do some of the like foresty scenes that needed makeup stuff happening.
Yeah.
And so they were coming out to like make sure that everything looked correct and perfect. And we were on somebody's land. Like the person that we were doing this for, their house was up at the front, and where we were filming was way back in the back in like the forest.
Yeah.
So they lent us the use of their gator to get back there.
Oh, love those things.
Like the car, not the
not the actual
not the
animal.
But we go and we're getting on the gator, and it's Dayton, one of his roommates, Paul, and Marty, who get on the gator. And Marty, having fun, having a good time, decides that they're gonna try and do a stunt on the gator. And so they're driving, and suddenly I just hear thud, and when I turn around, Marty is on the ground. I didn't know what happened. I just know Marty's on the ground now, and I don't know why. Face down. And I'm like, oh God. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
I
would
run
say so
over
too.
there. I run over there, and then I see Marty is shaking on the ground, and I'm like, oh God, something's wrong. And we get over to them and flip them over, and they're laughing so hard. Just like absolutely cracking up. And we're like, are you okay? What happened? What's going on? And Marty goes, I tried to stick my leg and my arm out of the gator, and I fell.
Oh my God.
I just absolutely ate it. And I was like, I love you. That was so stupid. What the heck?
What the heck, man?
But we all came away from that also dying laughing.
Yeah.
Because Marty was okay. But they were just like, yeah, I wanted to see if I could do it. And it turns out no.
It turns out I couldn't do it, actually.
But it's probably that one. I tell that story to so many people.
I love that.
Of the time Marty fell off the gator while we were on set.
that one time. I love that. And also, every single time that like we talk about your capstone, I just remember the fact that I still haven't seen your capstone.
I'll send you the link. It's unlisted on YouTube, and it's unlisted for a reason.
Like, every time that we talk about it, you're always like, hey, have you seen my capstone? I'm like, no. And you're like, I'll send you the link. And then we both forget. Yeah. So. Yeah.
No, if you want to see a good one, Dayton's was a good capstone. Dayton's capstone was called Sorry We're Open, and it's about a guy working at a comic book shop. Because really it was about Dayton working at the campus bookstore. And just like some of the things that he experienced working there.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. There's a bit where this girl, the girl character comes in and she's telling the story. She's like, I got free donuts. And now let me tell you about how I got free donuts. And the free donuts are because she was in the coffee shop, the donut shop, getting her coffee, and a Prius starts just like coming for the window, but before it can hit the window, it hits one of the blockades.
Oh my God.
And the people in the shop were so like freaked out, so spooked by it, that they just gave her coffee and donuts for free.
Nice. Wow.
So,
I love that.
And her delivery is so funny on it. Like, it's It's great. Dayton did such a good job. I love his capstone.
Love it.
Highly recommend watching it.
Also, Laura said good old ADHD, which reminds me, I don't think I've ever told you, but you are the sole reason that I figured out that I have ADHD.
Yep.
Like, because I think it was in a not so sober phase, but I distinctly remember you being like, hey, do you want one of my Adderalls? And I was like, huh? And you're like, here, just take this. And my mind was so much clearer after that.
I don't take Adderall.
Then I don't know where you gave it to me then.
I do not remember this because I don't take Adderall and I never have.
I remember it so clearly of you just like being like, hey, do you want one of my Adderalls? And then you just gave it to me.
That's so funny.
And I didn't know what to do with it.
I've never taken Adderall. What I take is a non-stimulant because I also have a heart condition.
Woo!
So they were like, we're not gonna aggravate your heart by giving you stimulant medication.
Yeah.
So, but I will say the reason I got my ADHD diagnosis is because all throughout high school I was talking to my dad and I was like, I think I have ADHD. And my dad was like, oh, probably, because I probably have it too. And I was like, why won't you take me to the doctor then? And he's like, you're doing fine.
You're doing fine. That's what I said to my dad. Guys, our dads are basically like the same people, so.
Yeah. That's why we've determined that we're sisters, is because our dads are basically the same person.
Mm-hmm. They just like accidentally got cloned, is what I'm convinced of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
These do not want to get clean.
Yeah, that's what I'm having trouble with too. I'm like
squubbing.
So my final question that I have for you, is that it's the long one, so bear with me. If you had the chance to only go back in your own life and tell yourself something, would you go back in time? And if so, what would be the thing that you would tell yourself?
Yes, but I'm not sure.
Mm.
Because, like, I think I figured out my LGBT status at, like, the perfect age.
Mm-hmm.
I was, like, 15, 16 years old when I saw Zooey Deschanel and went, oh.
I love how it's Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah. It's because I was very conflicted of, do I want to be her or do I want to kiss her? Mm. And then it turned out the answer was both.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
That makes sense. So, I finally got that one clean. Because I definitely would. Oh, maybe it would be something along the lines of going back to, like, freshman year Lissa and just being like, don't waste your time on that boy.
Don't waste your time.
Because you know you, and you're gonna do something stupid, because I did something stupid my junior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
He was a senior when I was a freshman. Mm-hmm. He very much was like, yeah, this is my, like, freshman baby buddy, and I was like, I'm in love with you. So thankfully it was not weird on his side. It was just weird on my side.
Yeah.
But then my, like, junior year, I remember being like, I know you're in college, but we should go on a date. And he was trying to give me an out by being like, haha, I know when you're stole your phone. And I was like, no, this is all me.
No, this is all me, man.
Don't. Stop. No.
Oh, yikes.
Stop. So yeah, it would definitely be going back in time to tell my freshman self, like, stop it.
No. Don't do
You
that.
will just embarrass yourself. You won't like it. You're gonna feel bad about it later in life. So don't.
You know, that's like what I think that's the first time that I've had a no, please don't do this thing. It's gonna be so awful for you. That's the first time that I've had that answer when I asked this question. Cause like a lot
like I said,
a lot of the other answers that I've had are like, yeah, I would like go back in time and like tell myself like not to worry about this thing, or it's okay, everything's going to work out in this way and it'll be fine, or like you're gonna figure out what's going on with your brain. That's an amazing answer though. I love it.
I will say, I think it taught me like how strong is too strong to come on. But at the same time, like, girl, that's a lesson you can learn elsewhere. You do not embarrass yourself like that over a boy for 4 years of your life. Come on,
girl.
Over a boy who barely even really did much of anything.
Mediocre.
Yeah. Like, his aspiration, to be fair, he did achieve his aspirations, but his aspirations were just be a band teacher.
You know, it'd be like that.
And, like, good for him, but that is not what I need. Someone whose aspirations are go to the moon and be the first man to make a movie on the moon. Which is why I'm with Dayton.
Is that Dayton's, like, aspiration in life? Is to go to the moon and be the first person to make a movie on the moon?
I don't think he cares. In fact, I think at this point in his life, he's not thinking about making movies at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, you know,
my aspiration as a child, and it's still kind of like there, it's like a dream job for me, but it's to be like the first like ballet dancer on Mars. So
oh heck yeah.
Just vibing, you know.
I feel like I have the most like face on my or expression on my face right now because I'm trying to like get into the cracks on here.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just like, what's happening? Yeah, ballet on Mars sounds cool. What I've always wanted to do is I always wanted to be a rock star. And to be fair, my parents are super cool because I told my dad that, and instead of being like, no, you can't be a rock star, he was like, okay. And then we'd listen to the radio and he'd be like, okay, what band is this? What song is this? Can you tell me the album or at least the year it came out?
Wow.
And was just like giving me rock history because he knew that was the kind of music I like and the kind of music I would want to make.
Amazing.
So he was just, you know, he was like, okay, then I'm gonna nurture this. We're gonna...
I always thought that was just like a fun, quirky thing that like you and your dad had. I didn't know it like stemmed from something.
I mean, it also is just a fun, quirky thing me and my dad have. But no, it did definitely stem from the fact that I was like, I want to be a rock star. And he was like, okay, I'm going to nurture this.
Hardcore training, exactly. It is hardcore training.
And to be fair, that aspiration has never gone away. I would love to be a musician and make music and stuff. Yeah. But your girl can't write lyrics, as it turns out. They always sound so stupid and cheesy and annoying.
That's how I feel about my poetry. Guys, I used to write poetry. I don't know if anybody knew that besides like the people that like I'm really close to. Which pipe? This pipe.
What are the Mako reactors? Are those
these are the Mako reactors.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah, that's a honestly icon.
I I love music and I want to do it, but like I can play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Started teaching myself guitar when I was in like 7th grade because my dad had a guitar and he
Yeah.
tried to learn, didn't learn fast enough, so he just
Mm-hmm.
didn't really pick it up.
You know, me too.
And yeah. So I picked it up and started teaching myself. And then my parents got me guitar lessons.
Mm-hmm.
I can pick chords like nobody's business,
Mm-hmm.
but when it comes to actually um actually playing like riffs and stuff,
Uh-huh.
that's still something I'm struggling with.
You're so valid.
So I'm trying to do better and teach myself better. Um because I want to actually get into music and
Mm.
stuff. I also need somebody to teach me how to write lyrics. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I can actually our wonderful friend Grant Golden Bro and our wonderful friend Apple are writing lyrics and stuff like that. From what I know. I know that they're doing like a lot of like punk emo music recently.
Bro.
Um
Yes.
yeah, I've been wanting to like be like, "Oh my gosh, like you and like Grant and yeah, you and Grant I think would be wonderful friends."
Yes. Yes. I need to actually meet people, so yes, good. Or like make more online friends.
Yeah, guys, like
'Cause
Lissa texted me, not to out you or anything, but like Lissa texted me and was
I'm
like, "Can you introduce me to some of your stream friends, please?" And I was like, "Yeah, bestie, I got you."
yeah, I'm really bad at making friends online because I'm so timid and so like it's literally I think it's literally just trauma from playing online games.
Oh
People get
yeah,
mad at
it's
you, call
Overwatch.
mean
It's
names.
Overwatch. Hands down, it's Overwatch for me.
I'm gonna say World of Warcraft and League of Legends.
Oh yeah.
For me. That's I think what did it. What's this Sector Zero Narrow Tower?
I don't know. I have it selected right now, but I don't know what it is. It's this. This tiny thing. Okay.
Got it.
Wonderful. Exactly,
Now what's
nerf
the
this. Intersection. What section? Guys,
I was
we're
thinking
almost
it's
done.
maybe these guys, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm always on the lookout. Also, yeah, I would love to make music and play games with people. I'm such a
Oh.
got it.
Woo! Okay. I'm gonna let this play for a while, while we wrap up. But yeah. That's amazing. I am so excited for like you streaming again. Guys,
Mhm.
I was like Lissa's like one of Lissa's first mods
Yep.
like ever. Um and like one of Lissa's like I guess quote unquote founders is what it's called on Twitch.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
it has the first.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was me for like so long. I was one of Lissa's like first followers. I remember your first affiliate stream.
Mhm.
And like Lissa's like the whole reason that like I got into Twitch streaming, so I appreciate you and I thank you so much. Um Daisy, we are wrapping up like right now.
Yep.
Um
We rapping.
yeah, we
Oh.
wrapping. But yeah, so I don't know. I appreciate you and I appreciate all that you've done for me for like my
Yeah.
entire like life and stuff. I'm glad that I have my VTuber up so you
you.
can't see me cry right now. But yeah, like I think that you're amazing and um I appreciate everything that you've ever done for me, whether that be things you know about and things you don't.
You are one of my favorite humans alive, and I love you so much.
I love
You're one of my favorite humans ever, cause alive. I mean, you're one of my favorite humans to ever exist.
I appreciate you.
I gotta broaden the scope.
We gotta broaden it.
Yeah. Gotta broaden the scope.
Yeah, guys, everyone,
so
thank you so much for coming to hang out. I really appreciate it. Remember, you guys, that you are humans first for your Twitch chatters and Twitch streamers. So make sure that you guys take a little break, take a break from your screen. We've been up for like 2.5 hours. You guys like need to take a break from your screen, especially if you've been looking at it this entire time. Get up and stretch those leggies, because I know that you've probably been a shrimp. You can't be shrimping.